Hello, my little potato chips. It's me, Paddy from across the shuck, and I'm in lockdown. And I've just been told the lockdown is going to go on to March now. So I got bored last night, and I dreamed up this little task that I would love you to partake in. You've seen the intro. It's a 10-minute challenge if you choose to accept it. And what it is I'm going to give you a scenario. Then you've got to pick some items of gear to take with you for this scenario. And the scenario is, and this is very loosely, okay? This is just Paddy in lockdown. I just fancy having a bit of fun and seeing what people will pick and why. So, a little island off the coast of where you live has had a hurricane hit the island. It's completely wiped out most of the buildings. There's very limited shelter, and there's been people missing on this island, and quite a few of them are children, whatever. So you've been asked to make up an advanced team. You're going to be going there for approximately 1 week. You're going to help out on the disaster zone. You're highly first aid trained. So you've all been issued with packs. You're going to be dropped in by helicopter. There's been a window where the helicopter is going to be able to get out to the island, drop you off, and then come back. They hope to get back in a week, but it might be longer. What you've been given is a extremely good set of waterproof outer clothing to wear, and you've got a waterproof one of these duffel bag backs that just ties at the top, which is completely waterproof. In that bag, they have given you a week's supply of food. They have given you a pair of overalls so that you, at the end of the day, you have something dry to get into while you try and dry the clothes that you used the day before. You've been given large first aid pack because you're going to be out in groups of 2 to 4, and you could be away from the main camp for 2 days, 1 day, whatever it is, trying to find people and bring them back. There's going to be people at the main camp setting up a first aid post. So you're one of the ones that's going to go out and try and help people around this island. The island's only about 2 miles wide, 2 miles in length, so there's not great trekking involved. So you've got to pick. The only thing you can take in that bag, apart from what they put in it for you, is 5 items that you want to use for cutting tools, for tools that are handy for use in this sort of scenario. So what I want you to do is take 10 minutes, and you're not allowed any longer. I done this and it was fun. If I had to do the same again, wouldn't be the same knives, but I just want to see what you would take. So here, I'm just going to start, and I'm going to show you my 5 items that I've decided to take. And the nice thing about this is you don't give yourself a chance to be super efficient in what you're going to take. It's 10 minutes, you picked it, you're going to be on a helicopter. So here we go. My first item is a large knife. And I'm going to take this one for me as a large brother knife. I don't have many, so I have a few, but I don't have many. I'm going to take this one with me. It's in D2. I know I'm going to an island and there's salt or whatever, but I can make sure I keep the blade dry and put it back in my sack. But this is D2, which is a tool steel, which is tough. And if I'm going to do batoning to make fires or to help make shelter, apparently in the main base they're giving them heavier tools to use. When we're going out, this is all we're going to have. So I wanted to have a knife that I could make fires with, I could baton with if I needed to. It gives me a bit of chopping power, but not going to weigh me down. I can travel light and still have a very good 4-inch blade, Scandi grind, easily sharpened, to take with me on my travels out and about. So that's my first knife that I'm going to take. I'll set that over here. The second thing I decided to take was a multi-tool. And I have a Leatherman Pulse. It's my only large multi-tool. So I'm going to take my Leatherman Pulse with me because when people are trapped or whatever, there's lots of different tools in here that I can use at a pinch to... one, I've got a diamond file in this, which I find is an amazing tool because it can sharpen your knife quickly at a pinch. If you're stuck somewhere and it goes blunt, you get a chip, you can sharpen it on this. It's got a pair of pliers, which are always useful. And especially if you're going to be doing shelter building and you get wire to help you do it up, this will give you the chance to twist the wire to make a shelter or whatever uses you have. So it's a typical multi-tool. I just think it's a really handy tool to have in that situation, and it's got a spare blade. The next knife I chose, again, this is one of the ones I definitely don't know whether I would choose again, but I chose this one. This is the Spidey Chef, and really not what you'd think of as a knife to take to a disaster zone, but I have reasons why I took it, and they're sort of valid. It's completely rust proof, which I'm not going to be that long, shouldn't be the problem. That's not really why I took it. I took it because it's just running on washers. It's not on bearings. It's got a good length of a blade. It's very comfortable to use for long periods of time if I had to use it, but it's great for food prep. It's great to use with this upturned blade. It's great to use if I have to cut clothing off an injured party. So, it can be used in that sort of a function, but it is an easily sharpenable. LC200 is a really good blade, takes a nice edge. So it's easy to keep sharp out there, and it goes in my pocket. I'm not having to search for it. It just clips in my pocket. So I took that, and I've also, if I'm going to do any gutting, if we happen to have to stay on there longer than 5 days and we run out of food, you're going to have to kill stuff. You're going to have to gut fish if you can catch them. You're going to have a tool. This is great. This will do all them. And I'm not worried about the blood. You can just wash it off in a bucket of water, and you're going to get most of the gunk out of it because there's nothing really much there to jam it up. So to me, it was a good first aid tool, a good tutting, a good size of a blade to have in your pocket at a pinch. And, it's just so many uses I could find for this knife. And I would say we're trapped there for longer, especially if you're going to be doing fish and food prep. I just think that's a good knife to have. The next knife is probably going to be completely controversial, but I picked a penknife. Now, it's a two-bladed penknife. And I picked this just to have in my pocket. Just to have in my pocket for even sitting in the evenings. Again, if I'm eating my dinner or whatever, I can just take this out. It's a good sturdy blade on this. It can be used for all sorts. For all maybe building pegs for tents, you can just take this out, or you can use your bushcraft knife. But I just wanted to have something that if I just have to cut a bit of rope or a bit of string that's in front of me, I'm in a tight place, this will be able to get in and do that sort of a work. And again, that's why I love knives. I think a pocket knife has more uses than most people give it credit for. And we know, being knife people, that, this will be used completely when you're away at this sort of a thing. And the last thing is not a knife. Although I could choose five items for cutting tools that I wanted to take with me, I decided the tool I wanted to take was a sharpener. And I have picked probably the most basic sharpener that I want to take with me. And it's a Lansky Turnbox. Now, this has the diamond poles in the back of it. Oh, let me just see. On the other side, this has the diamond ones, which I believe, rather than the ceramic ones I used to have, these actually do cut, and they cut really well. You can put one of these in your pocket to go out if that's all you have, if that's all you have room for. But it can be in your pack on the back, and in the evening, or it would be in your pack, or you could even take, if you can't get this in, you can take them out individually and put, a ceramic and the diamond one in, and sharpen your knives as and when you need to do it, which to me is so important. But I took this basic one because my other friends that are going to be out there might not be knife savvy, might not be able to sharpen their tools. And this, you can show them in 2 seconds how to do it. They can sit and do it themselves. So again, it's more of this is my get out of jail for knives tool. So there we go. I have a little penknife. It's a two-bladed one, so it gives me a bit of option. I have my Spidey Chef. I have my multi-tool, and I have a fixed blade with a 4-inch blade, which should do most of the jobs that I'm going to need to do. So there you go. There's my 5, my reasons for picking the 5. It's just a quick video, but give yourself just 10 minutes. At the end of that 10 minutes, whatever 5 tools or bits of equipment you've decided you want to take for your personal kit, that's it. Don't change them again. And then try to explain why you've took them. It's not as easy as it sounds. Take care. Paddy's away. I hope you all join in. It's an open tag. Please join in. We're in lockdown. Let's just see some videos out there that are just a bit of fun, but they're also gives you a wee show off of different knives that we all have that we maybe don't see very often. Paddy's gone. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye bye now.